So I'm just like every other guitarist. Sometimes I need a little bit more gain just slamming into the front end to my amp, whether I'm using a not so hot output guitar or I want the amp to just get a little bit dirtier a little sooner. This pedal does that really well, and we'll talk about a couple of the reasons why. The first one is it's completely transparent. The Emerson Custom EM-Drive is a fully transparent overdrive. There's no diode clipping. There's no EQ added to it. There's not even a tone knob on it. So, yep, it's basically just more gain. So after looking at the schematics of it, I did a pretty common reaction. When most people see the schematics to it is go, how much did I pay for just that? It's very simple on the inside, and the reason for that I read was that I guess they're because there's two transistors, then I guess they're matched in some way, or they all have to behave within a certain degree of the other one that they put into their pedals. So as a result, a lot of the transistors they purchase get thrown away. So that leads to really higher costs in manufacturing. So they strive to just have the highest quality components in them. Emerson does in terms of all of their products, and this one's definitely no exception to the rule. So what do I got here? I got a Squier Telecaster. This one's a weird one. It's got a strap pickup in the middle with a 5-way switch on it and a mini humbucker in the neck pickup. And so right now I'm just on the bridge and the tele pickup together like a humbucker. Going into the EM-Drive, well, going into my tuner first. You can't see the tuner. Then going into my Supro dual tone. I picked the Supro for this demo just because it's very responsive to the gain that goes into it. So I figured that'd be a good amp to use for this demo. So let's talk about a few things the EM-Drive does. First of all, I mostly use it as an always-on preamp. My normal settings is about unity gain and backed off on the volume a little bit just to keep unity volume as well. And use it more as a preamp than anything else. But it does the clean boost pretty well. I'll get that set up and show you guys. So this is just the amp with the pedal off. Then I'll turn it on. So it does add some sparkle to it. I had a friend who said that it wasn't transparent. It added a lot more top and bottom into it, but I think that's because this is a little bit more gain, and once you push a little bit more gain into your power section, you start to get much more response out of the way the speakers should behave. But just talking about this one, as a clean boost, it does it pretty well, especially if you want to jump out into the mix a little bit more without changing your sound. It just adds a little bit more presence and a bit more attack transient on the initial pluck, which is really nice. It's not like a compressor sparkle where everything's nice and even. It is more dynamic than a compressor because it gets that real quick pop at the beginning. Helps if I turn my volume up. So you get that almost real quick peak distortion out of your amp as well, which you wouldn't get with a compressor. You definitely get the clarity of a compressor, but you also get the dynamics of an overdrive. So let's turn it up a little bit. So this is about what I'd run it at with my amp. I turned up the gain a little bit than usual, but I'll just give you an idea. Clean tone. Now EM-Drive. So it definitely adds a lot more prominence to the voicing of my amp as well. The the sound of the Supro comes out a little bit. And that's what the M-Drive does really well, is that if you want to achieve your amp's real sound, I guess, it's what it's supposed to sound like at a lower volume, then this is definitely an excellent pedal for that. And I even talked about that a little bit in my Supro demo, which is that this can help get it there sooner. I don't have to crank my amp up all the way to get the amp sound that it's supposed to be at. So this is pretty good bedroom levels that you can get real amp sounds out of it because of this pedal. It's just does a good job of slamming the front end without changing the sound and the tone of anything. So let's crank it a little bit more. See how much more we can get out of it. Crank it, YOLO. We'll go to my neck pickup for that one. So you can hear the drastic change in the sound of it without me having to turn up my amplifier. And those of you who are familiar with the Supro dual tone will know that that's what it's supposed to sound like when you turn it all the way up. Just give you an idea of the difference without changing anything on my amp, how much range you have of your amp's voicing with this pedal. So you could hear what it's doing at the end. It's not a fuzz. This pedal is not in any way doing any clipping of the sound waves in any way. It's fuzzy because that's what my amp sounds like turned all the way up, not because this pedal is a fuzz cranked all the way up. And this pedal is amazing if you're looking for a good tone shaping preamp, if you're looking for a clean boost, or if you're looking to get the most of your amp without having to change the volume of it. And that's what this pedal does well. So M-Drive by Emerson Custom. This is Austin from TimbreLine Productions. Check it out for yourself. Have a good day.